Hi there, everybody. This is Lee. There's an article at Counterpunch, which I read frequently. Counterpunch is the fearless voice of the American left since 1993. This article is called Hillary Clinton and the Brutal Murder of Gaddafi, and it's dated October 21st. And so it basically describes Hillary Clinton's excursions in Libya. Libya is what Barack Obama has described as the worst mistake of his presidency. Libya was becoming self-directed, self-sufficient, and Hillary Clinton led the charge to destroy it. And again, it was the worst mistake Barack Obama said of his presidency. And so this article claims that history leaves no doubt that not only was the Libyan leader murdered, Muammar Gaddafi, but also Libya itself. It was a regime change, and it was similar to the regime changes in Afghanistan, Iraq, Libya, Syria, Yemen, and then places near and far also in our own hemisphere. Honduras, Haiti, and it's continuing on Brazil. So, but this article is about Libya and the destruction, the fact that the government and the authority has been so disorganized, so decentralized, the power vacuum, that there's been a rise in groups rushing to fill in that vacuum. And that there's chaos that has engulfed the country since Gaddafi was overthrown. There's been a flood of Libyans who have attempted to flee the country, journeying across the Mediterranean, trying to reach Europe. And so there have been more deaths as a result of that too, as well. And so loyalist Gaddafi forces were defeated by NATO, not the opposition forces coming from Benghazi. And Benghazi, there was preparation to crush the uprising when NATO intervened, based on a lie of protecting civilians, when in truth it was intent on regime change. And so the crime, it appears, was not that Gaddafi was an authoritarian dictator, and how that could that be when our closest ally in this region is Saudi Arabia. So his crime, it seems like, was revealed in classified Clinton emails that were released by WikiLeaks this past January. And it was actually his intention of establishing a gold-backed currency to compete with the euro and the dollar as an international reserve currency in Africa. And so Nicolas Sarkozy, the French president back then, and the U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton were the key actors who pushed for NATO's intervention, and then the Libyan oil as well. And so this article goes on to talk about the film of Hillary Clinton clapping her hands and laughing at the news of Gaddafi's murder in 2011. And it was Clinton who pressed for the military intervention that concluded with Libya's destruction. And so it's Hillary Clinton who's presented herself as the global, multinational foreign policy giant, the grown-up in the room. And I'll just post this article up in the description, a link, and you can read through it yourself and decide how you feel about Hillary Clinton's foreign policy and the fact that she plans for more of the same throughout the Middle East. Syria seems to be higher on her priority list. And speaking of our foreign policy, the possibility that Hillary Clinton will be commander-in-chief of our troops, I'm looking at an article in the Los Angeles Times. It's about California soldiers National Guard who were forced to repay enlistment bonuses a decade after they went to war. And this is because we were short of troops. The wars had expanded beyond our capacity, our military capacity, and so the National Guard had to go to war, left our domestic theater, and they had to go overseas to Iraq and Afghanistan. And so they were enticed into doing that with bonuses, 15,000 or more, to reenlist and go to war. But now the Pentagon wants that money back. These soldiers were told that they were eligible for these bonuses. They filled out forms, sent in the forms, and they were told that they were eligible for the bonuses. They accepted the bonuses, maybe used them to put down payments on houses, to take care of their families. They had the understanding that this money was their money given to them by the government for the hazardous duty that they performed overseas in these military wars. And then now the government's saying that they want that money back. And it almost seems like extortion. Like loan sharking or something. It's almost indescribable what's happening here, but the Pentagon wants that money back. It just makes no sense to me that this is happening. And this is, again, the Obama administration, how they're treating our troops, our military. And do you think it's going to get worse or better under Hillary Clinton's authority? Is she going to promise bonuses? The same people took Syria to tear that nation apart, and then 10 years later, well, you need to pay that money back because you actually weren't eligible and you shouldn't have gotten it. And they're sending out collection notices. These soldiers had the understanding that they were eligible for the bonuses, and they said, okay, I'll go fight the war. And then now it's they're being forced to pay it back and receiving collection notices, garnishments on their paychecks, things like that, marks on their credit reports. And so I'll post this link in the description as well. And this is just the administration of our troops. That's been happening. And is it going to get worse or better? That's something to think about. And I'll just let everyone look at this and see what they think. I'm horrified, but see what you think. Good luck.